All right, let's learn how to crochet. I'm going to do a super quick, easy how-to. First of all in left-handed crochet and then in right-handed, so you all don't get super confused. All you basically have to know is that on your yarn when you buy it, you'll see the size of the hook that you need. So this one is really super chunky. That needs a 10, which is that massive thing. I'm hoping that using that yarn is just going to make it really obvious how to do the stitches. You can go ahead and use something this size. It's exactly the same, but maybe because this other yarn is so thick, it's much bigger in each stitch. So you might need to do twice as many to get a big swatch. We're just going to do one swatch of double crochet. We call it in the UK. Single crochet in US. Swedish, I'm not sure what you use. Is it US terminology? Single, it seems more logical because, I don't know, there's no single crochet. Is there? Someone write to me right at the bottom of my video. Is there a single crochet in UK terminology? No. Anyway, right, so first of all, just going to put these aside. We're going to take our really big hook, really thick yarn, and we're going to do a slip knot. So you grab it like that, you put it all the way around, crossing it like that, and then you're going to go through that hole with your fingers, grab the yarn, pull it up. Then you've got your slip knot, and does what the name implies. It slips up there. You're going to hold on to that with these two fingers, and then we're going to do a chain foundation. So just a foundation chain for you to work your double crochet, single crochet, the stitch that I'm going to display into. So then we're going to do 10 of these. For this big thick stuff, 10 is going to be about that long. If you're using yarn that's about this size with sort of a, did I say that this would use about a 4mm hook. So that size you would probably want to do 20, and then you'll be able to see. I mean, 10 if you like, but it'll be about that big, I think. You'll still have a swatch and you'll still know the stitch, so it's up to you. Okay, so what we're going to do is I do this, so I hold the yarn like that. So I hook my finger under. Sorry about my manky nails. I've just covered up flaking nail varnish. Okay, and we hook, and then we bring the hook. So you're going to hook it over like that, and then you're going to bring the hook down. So the hook is down as you pull it through. It just makes it much easier for the yarn to come through smoothly. So you go 1, 2, 3, I'm going to bring it a bit closer so you can see properly, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's our foundation stitch of 10 chains. Now what we do, and what I used to never even know we had to, is one more to bring our work up, so it turns it up. And this is just a foundation of this turning stitch. So when we go in, you see there's these bumps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why is there only 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. He was hiding down there. So then we go into this one here. And you see they're it's kind of like a plait, they're V's. So that's each one of the stitches that you're going to go into. That's why I like this chunky stuff for demonstrating, because you can really see what I'm demonstrating. So we're going to go into this hole there. So we're going to go 1 in, hook it round, pull it through. Don't pull it all the way through. You leave two hoops on your hook, loops on your hook, and then you wrap it over and you pull the yarn all the way through. 1 stitch done. And then we go into the next one, which is not there. That would be you going into the same hole again. If you look, we're going into that one now. In, hook it over, bring it through, not all the way through. You've got 2 hooks, and then you hook it over and bring it all the way through. And then where are we going in? Under that one. So think about these bumps that you can see. That's the next one. That's 3, 2 on the hook, and then you bring it all the way through. So I think of it like this stitch has like 2 parts. You bring it through once, so you go hook it through, and then you do it again. And then the next stitch is there, hook it through, and then you do it again. You get these cool kind of crosses on there. And then you're just gonna do that all the way to the end of the row, and you're going to have 10 stitches with any luck. That's another thing I've learned as I do this a lot, is God, just remember to count your stitches, Jilly. And then 1 more in there. So that's the last one. Sometimes the tension brings that, so that's super tight and you don't see where it is. I mean, you don't have to go in there if you don't want to. Crochet is kind of about doing what you want, but that would be my 10th one. So I'll just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm up to the knot, that slip knot. 2 on the hook, and then pull it through. There's your first row. First row of double crochet or single crochet if you're UK, US or Swedish. Have I confused everyone with that yet? Ugh, we should just make up a universal name for stuff. Just this is a normal crochet stitch. Okay, so now we have this hoop here. We're going to need to travel up the row because we're going to come back on ourselves now. So we need to do a hook through, which is a chain stitch, just a single one of them, and that brings you up. Then you turn the work, and now when we go in, we're going to look for the V there. Can you see those? So we've got 1 there. Oh no, hang on, that's my turn stitch. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, all the way down to there. Can you hear Tilda going crazy upstairs doing something? She got bored with the jigsaw evidently. Alright, so we're going to go in and we're going through both of those this time. And we're going to do the same stitch, but we're just going to have that V shape up there. So we bring it through, we've got 2 hooks. Bring it through all the way. Next hold is there. We've got 2 loops all the way. So I'm just going to try to do this nice and slow. I know that when I'm learning new crochet stitches, I like sometimes when they do them super slow, I can't actually like, it doesn't compute with me. So I just have to see them doing it really slowly and work it out in my own way. That kind of kinetic learning thing. Is it kinetic? I don't know. I'm going to put these films on YouTube, so if you have any questions at all or any answers for the random questions I'm throwing out, look, I've come to the end now. I'm going to check how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And now I'm doing a chain to bring it up again, turning the work. Look, we're almost finished. No, we're not really, but I'm going to do like the same distance that way so we can get like a good view of how flat work double crochet works. I've lost track of what I was saying there. Yeah, so I'll have it on YouTube, and please feel free to answer any of my random questions or to correct me on all of the terminology, because God knows I've got no clue, to be honest. I've got a career in this, and a business in this, and I'm rubbish with the terminology, like I am. That's what I love about crochet, is that it really is, it's like, I feel like it's like doodling with yarn. You just think, oh, I'm here, like maybe I'll just go off up there, or maybe I'll just like make a round or something like that, and you just say hello to your husband as he walks in the door in the middle of your crochet class. I'm just going to carry on because this is just real life. There's probably no one watching this anyway, right? Except you, Mum. So yeah, at this stage, if you're still with me, you're basically getting in a bit more of a flow. You just got to remember that chain stitch at the end of the row, so you can turn. It's just traveling your work up. That didn't make sense. That's not even English. It's just so your work travels up onto the next stitch. And I'm just gonna, next row, I'm just gonna make sure I've talked you through this. So when you turn, don't be tempted to go into the wrong thing. Don't try and get in there. That is just the part of the foundation of you traveling up with your work. The first stitch is there, and if you're unsure about where to go in, go back to here, look at that, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. It's that hole there. If you're unsure, go back and try and just count your way back. And if you're really unsure, you're like, oh, I think I did like 12 in one row, just take your hook out and pull it back to where you want to start again. So that's me back to the edge. If I'm not sure if I've done a travel stitch up, okay, I'm going to go back to here, do the last hook and stitch in that, and then I'm going to do the travel. I'm going to turn it, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'm going to go in there. Just take it back, like don't worry about just pulling the stuff out, starting again. Better than having a load of yarn that you've used up to make rubbish projects or rubbish swatches. Sometimes I get, yeah, a stitch won't go through so easily, so you just pull it out. Maybe it's the tension you've got wrong, maybe it's that you hooked onto a bit more than just a single stitch. Sometimes being left-handed, I don't know if anyone else finds this, sorry, dog hairs everywhere. Being left-handed, sometimes the yarn is wrapped in a way that unravels as I crochet, so you're pulling through 3 strings at a time. That can be a bit stressful, but in that case, yeah, you just learn how to deal with that, because normally you've chosen that yarn. That can happen quite easily with something like cotton, because as you can see, it likes to unravel itself. It's still trying to get back into that single strand. This kind of thing is great because it's all matted together. You're all right. Did I do a travel one there? Not sure. Yeah. Okay. And then in there, 10 in there. That's Tilda. She's having fun. Daddy came home, so she's got someone to do the jigsaw with her now. How's everyone getting on? You surviving the COVID lockdown, where we literally had porridge for lunch today because we had no food in the house. Nils has just gone out to get some more. And I mean, we're in Sweden, we're not in lockdown, but we are social distancing, so we're basically more or less locked down. We're not really going out and doing much, just getting the essentials and trying to keep distance from people. Gonna have to see how all this goes, aren't we? Anyway, let's talk about more timeless stuff, like making stuff with crochet. All the skills that you're going to learn being stuck at home with all these free resources, because everyone just wants to spread some love. That's nice, isn't it? I'm enjoying it anyway. I'm enjoying all the free fitness videos. Oh my god, I've ended up with too short a thingy. How did I manage that? Anyway, okay, so I'm going to come back to here. That's going to be my last line. I don't know what that is either. It's like some brown inside my beige yarn. Chocolate, hopefully, or just brown yarn. Okay, so now we're just going to say that's the end of my swatch. I meant to make a square. For some reason, I didn't have enough yarn. Strange. Okay, so then the way you finish this off is you cut that. You've got this loop here. We're going to finish it off by just pulling that through, knotting it. Simple. Now the way I get rid of the ends is if I had a big enough like needle, like a, you know, I can do this with that size of yarn. I'll put it into a needle and then I'll just the end and then I'll just sew it in. It's a little bit harder when it's this kind of size of yarn, but it normally is okay. You just hook it in a bit, bring it into the work a bit more, but just look at where the yarn sits. So that's got, you see that goes across there, so I can bring it down there. Maybe I'll bring it across. Could bring it across to this one if I wanted to. So then this one I could bring in here. This is the really boring bit, isn't it? Sorry, maybe I'll cut this out. But anyway, you just sort of make it disappear if you can. And this thick stuff, literally, I would just bring it into a certain point and then sew it in with some of the right coloured so what I can do is, have I got a needle anywhere handy? One with a big enough hole for me to, not that massive darning needle. Oh god, sorry. So at this point, let's just bring this. Can you hear Nils shouting it? He's not shouting out to her. They're having a right old chat. Okay. So that I would just fucking like do really tight. My needle just unthreaded itself, so that's handy. Please don't do a creepy whisper next to my film nails. Oh God. Okay, so then I'm just gonna I'm literally just trying to make the ends of the crochet disappear. So I'm just going to bring that through there. I just need to make sure that that knot that I just made doesn't unravel. So oh, Tilda's happy daddy's home. I've literally been like, Mummy needs to make this video. I promised it would be made and launched today. So you guys means Penny, the dog, and Tilda. You guys need to be quiet while I do this. Which is much harder for them than I realised. If I'm honest, I'm not going to try and make another one of these without somebody looking. There she is. Daddy trying to control her. Okay. So there. That is double crochet. It kind of looks a bit messy, but whatever. That's double crochet.